Imagine a sound you can't escape. Not in your car, not in your home, not even with your hands clamped over your ears. It's a low, persistent rumble, like a distant diesel engine that just never, ever turns off. For a small number of people in Taos, New Mexico, and in similar towns all over the world, this isn't just imagination, it's a daily, maddening reality. It's called the Taos hum. Those who hear it report insomnia, anxiety, and even a feeling of vibration deep inside their bodies. But here's the truly baffling part. When scientists bring in their most sensitive equipment, they detect absolutely nothing. No seismic activity, no hidden industrial source, no unusual radio frequencies. So what is the hum? Is it a mass auditory hallucination? A geological secret whispering up from deep within the earth? Or is it proof that some people can perceive sounds that our current science just has learned to measure yet? The story of the Taos hum begins in the early 1990s, in a place you'd least expect it. Taos, New Mexico is an artist colony celebrated for its stunning, high desert landscape and its profound, almost sacred quiet. It's a place people move to for peace. But for some residents, that peace was shattered. Suddenly, reports started trickling in about a mysterious low-frequency noise. The people who heard it, who came to be known as the hearers, didn't seem to have anything in common. They were different ages, had different jobs, and had no shared health issues. The only thing that linked them was their acute perception of this phantom sound. A droning noise somewhere between 30 and 80 hertz, right at the very bottom edge of human hearing. The psychological toll on these individuals was immense. Imagine trying to explain this to your friends, your family, your doctor. You describe a sound that's driving you crazy, keeping you awake at night, making your teeth buzz, but no one else can hear it. They look at you with concern, or maybe even suspicion. You start to question your own sanity. People described a feeling of utter desperation, of being gaslit by a silent world. They would drive for miles out into the desert just to get a few hours of relief, only to have the hum return the moment they got back home. It was a constant, invisible tormentor. The complaints became so persistent that they couldn't be ignored. By 1993, the issue had reached the U.S. Congress, which commissioned a full-scale investigation. Teams from some of the nation's top scientific institutions, including Los Alamos National Laboratory and the University of New Mexico, descended on Taos. They brought the big guns, state-of-the-art seismographs to detect earth tremors, powerful microphones, spectrum analyzers, and even infrasound detectors designed to pick up frequencies below the range of human hearing. They set up their gear in the homes of the hearers, in the open desert all over the Taos Valley. They were determined to find the source. After years of meticulous work, the results were both definitive and deeply frustrating. The official report concluded that there was no detectable external acoustic source for the Taos hum. No secret military base, no strange industrial machinery, no natural gas lines. Nothing. The investigation had hit a dead end. The scientists were stumped. Their best guess was a combination of two things. First, that the hearers were unusually sensitive to the normal, low-level background noise of modern life, distant traffic. Faint industrial hums from far-off cities that most people's brains just filter out. And second, they proposed a controversial idea, idiopathic environmental tinnitus, essentially a unique internal neurological condition, perhaps triggered or amplified by the high altitude and extreme quiet of the Taos environment, causing the hearers to perceive their own internal bodily sounds as an external noise. This official explanation didn't satisfy everyone, and over the years, several competing theories have emerged, each trying to explain this auditory enigma. The first is the one we just mentioned, the neurological answer. This is still the prevailing scientific view. It suggests that the hearers aren't really hearing an external sound at all. Instead, their brains have a unique hypersensitivity. In the profound quiet of the desert, their auditory system essentially turns up its own volume, to the point where it starts picking up internal biological noise, the sound of blood flowing through their ears, the faint tremor of their own muscles. To them, it sounds like it's coming from the outside world. But what if the sound really is external? That brings us to our second theory, the geophysical answer. Taos sits directly on top of the Rio Grande Rift, a massive, active tectonic fault line. Some geologists have speculated that the movement of tectonic plates, or the slow release of subterranean gas from deep within the Earth, could create ultra-low-frequency vibrations. These vibrations might be too subtle for seismographs to register as an earthquake, but just powerful enough for a small, sensitive portion of the population to perceive as a humming sound. The Earth itself could be humming a tune that only a few can hear. Theory 3 points a finger at a more familiar culprit, us. This is the military or industrial answer. The world is saturated with sounds we can't hear, known as This can be generated by massive industrial operations, power grids, or even certain types of secret military communications. like the extremely low frequency or ELF waves used to contact submarines deep in the ocean. These sound waves can travel for hundreds, even thousands of miles, and some speculate that the unique geography of the Taos Basin could act like a natural satellite dish, focusing these distant, unheard signals into a perceptible hum for those living there. Finally, there's the most contested theory: electromagnetic sensitivity. This fringe idea proposes that some people are physically sensitive to the vast web of electromagnetic fields that surround us, from power lines, cell towers, and global communication systems. According to this theory, their brains somehow misinterpret these electromagnetic signals as sound. This phenomenon, sometimes called microwave hearing, is highly debated in the scientific community. But for those desperate for an answer, it provides a potential explanation where mainstream science has failed. It suggests a hidden environmental stressor that most of us are completely unaware of. What makes the Taos hum so compelling is that Taos is not alone. As awareness of the phenomenon grew, similar reports began to surface from all around the globe. In Bristol, England, they call it the Bristol hum. Residents in Kokomo, Indiana, and Windsor, Canada, have reported the exact same kind of maddening low-frequency drone. This suggests the hum isn't just a local quirk of a New Mexico town, but a rare global phenomenon that we're only just beginning to recognize. The legacy of the Taos hum is profound. It challenges the very definition of sound and perception. It has created a whole new field of environmental inquiry, forcing scientists to confront the uncomfortable gap that can exist between a person's subjective experience and our objective instrumental measurements. It remains a powerful case study in how a deeply personal lived reality can defy every attempt at scientific verification, leaving us with more questions than answers. The Taos hum forces us to ask: if a tree falls in a forest and only 2% of people can hear it, does it make a sound? The search for its source continues, not just with microphones and seismographs, but by looking deeper into the incredible complexities of the human brain itself. Have you ever heard something that others couldn't? Let us know your story in the comments below. Thanks for watching.